Do you believe in intuition? Do you believe in gut feeling and making decisions from a point which is beyond your own thought process? In this video, I'm going to share with you 15 different ways on how you can enhance your intuitive powers to make the right decisions to grow your business online. I know it's a very offbeat topic, but the more I study, the more successful people, like some of the biggest billionaires in the world, and even if you look at the past, guys like Nikola Tesla, Thomas Edison, Albert Einstein, Newton, all these biggest of the big inventors that we know today, they have actually tapped into the power of their intuition to get ideas from a place called ether. And this is going to be a very interesting video. It's a very offbeat topic to understand more about how you can use some of the similar principles for you to come up with something magical in this world with your knowledge that you have. Let's get in.
Give it up for Siddharth Rajsekar!
Hi there, Siddharth Rajsekar here. I know this is a very different kind of a topic. It's not a very businessy kind of topic. And I'll tell you, I've been connected to spirituality from a very young age, and I've been exposed to various forms of meditation and understanding different things. And since I come also from a technology space, I've been in the technology space, I see how I can correlate all of these ideas together. And the more I do research on this particular topic, the more I did research, I came to know that some of the biggest inventors in this world have used the power of their intuition, they've used the power of their gut, they've used the power of imagination and creativity, where they were able to tap into ideas from a place which was not in their own head. It was not based on any of what their past experience, it was not based on what they have learned in the past, it was ideas that came from somewhere else. Okay, it was ideas that came through air. And many of you would have experienced this, like if you're in the shower and you're just having a shower and a beautiful idea just comes in and it was never there in your mind before that, and you got that idea. Now that is an example of what they also call the eureka moment, right? The eureka concept is when you are in the right state of mind, you will actually be able to channelize ideas which are there out there. Okay, and there are many people who have ideas in today's day in world, and there are so many people who have great ideas, but the ones who are able to understand how to tap into those ideas and execute those ideas are the ones who are going to get great results. Okay, and I have to say that a lot of these ideas, I'm going to be sharing with you 15 concepts on how to enhance your intuitive powers, how to enhance your intuition so that you can channelize that to coming up with something original and unique. Especially in a knowledge business where you are teaching others, there are many people doing similar things, and you may get into this whole mode of going and comparing yourself with what others are doing. But actually, your true power comes in with what is there within you. Okay, in fact, in my case, I hardly go deep and try to analyze what my apparent competitors are doing, because I'm focused more on my inner game and I'm looking at what I can do. Yes, I do have an idea about what is happening in the market, but as far as developing content, coming up with innovative ideas for my community is concerned, I like to go more within to find out what is possible to serve my community better and to create new products and stuff. Some knowledge, technical knowledge, needs external external research and external based informative inputs. But when it comes to bigger decision making for much bigger growth, it's good to go inwards. So please take notes. I know that I've said the context at this point. Please take notes, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that like button right now, and take a lot of notes, and I would like you to share the notes in the comments. Okay, so if you're ready to learn, just type ready to learn in the comment box. Type ready to learn. Okay, so let's get into the 15 different ways to enhance your intuitive side to grow your business. Okay, so the first one, the most common thing everyone will say is meditate. Okay, now meditation, there are different forms of meditation, and you can pick the one that really works for you. And actually, if you look at meditation as a principle or as a concept in whichever faith or school you're coming from, it is, and if you look at the word yoga, right, the actual meaning is to connect. Okay, yoga, if you actually break the word, it is to connect the mind with a higher force. Now, the higher force, people have different belief systems, and some people look at the highest force or the supreme power as impersonal, and some of them look at the supreme power as personal, where you have a personal form, and you can. And when you go deeper into this, you understand that both are possible, both are true. It's not like one does not exist and the other exists, and it's not like that. Both are possible, and it's just a matter of which school of thought you want to pick and where you really find the resonance. Like in my case, I'm 100% personalist. I'm not an impersonalist. I believe that God is a person, I can have a relationship with him. Okay, so depending on what your belief system is in your school of thought, you can look at meditation to really calm your mind and to really enhance those intuitive powers to get those ideas. Okay, so meditation is very, very key. You can do just a regular meditation. In my case, I do japa meditation, but my meditation is not to just get ideas. My meditation is to actually connect and to surrender and to be in that state of surrender for a good 90 minutes. And ideas automatically start coming, but the focus is not to get ideas. The focus is to surrender and to exchange love. Okay, so meditation is the first part. The second thing is you can tap into your body compass. See, body compass, each one of us have our the body has signals. It gives us signals, and you might have experienced this. When you meet somebody, when you go to a place, you suddenly feel that your energy is draining out, or maybe you're just meeting somebody and suddenly you feel like you have a great energy and you feel really good. That is how your body is giving you signals on whether that thing is really going to help you or not. So most of us are not aware of this, and some people may be aware, but when you're able to be more aware of your body signals and your body compass on whether you're really feeling energized or energy drained, that is an example of intuition. Like that you should not go in that direction, or you move away from the direction. Okay, like there are some people who you just spend 1 minute with them and you just feel you feel your energy is drained. So tap into your intuition there to stay away from such people. Okay, there's nothing good or bad about them. It is just everybody has energies. All of us are energetic beings, and we have a sense of connection with each other. And everyone talks about vibe, right? Everybody has a vibration. So vibration matters a lot. So when you're aware about your vibration and your surroundings vibration, that can help you make really good decisions. Because when you're vibrating at a higher frequency, you'll be able to make much better decisions. The third way to enhance your intuitive power to grow your business is to break the patterns of your regular routine life that you may have, and see if you can slow down life. Because when you're in the routine world, you're doing the next thing, you're doing the next thing, and you're just going on, and sometimes you forget about why you're doing that thing. So it's okay to break those patterns. If you have to take like a whole week's break, just take that break. Don't do anything. Break the patterns and just slow down. Okay, just don't do anything. Don't pick up your phone, delete all the apps, and just start to think on paper. Just start to think and just sit by yourself, meditate, do something which can slow down, because when you slow down, sometimes that is the time that you get the best ideas. Like normally once in a year I do an Ayurvedic retreat. I've not done it this year, but the last 3 consecutive years I've been going. Like it's a 10-day treatment. It's not just a medical treatment, but it also helps me slow down. So it's like a panchakarma treatment where I like to detox the entire body, because like how you give your car for a service on a yearly basis, you got to give your body for service. Most of us, we neglect our body, and during that time, those 10 days, I completely slow down. That means I don't do the regular things. It's been a while since I took that break, but whenever I slowed down, I got some of the best ideas. In fact, even when I started this community called the Internet Lifestyle Hub, it was an outcome of a 10-day slowdown that I went through. Okay, I think it was in the month of July or in 2018, and after I came back, August, I started recording my courses, and the Freedom Business Model course was launched. So it was that 1 month before I actually launched this, I went through a very conscious pattern break and slow down for me to really rejuvenate and come up with new ideas. Okay, and that's where your intuitive powers can actually go to a whole new level. Otherwise, when you're in the same routine, it really does not help you. Okay. The fourth place on how you can enhance your intuitive powers is to connect with nature. And there are so many ways. I mean, nature is so amazing. I just love nature, and many of you also would experience this in whatever form that you connect with. Like for me, the beach is the best. I love to go to the beach and just sit there And I still remember, like, a few years ago when I came to Chennai, moved to Chennai, I was sitting on the beach, and then I threw a question out asking, okay, what can I do with the knowledge and skills that I have? And I was just waiting for an answer, and I just got like a small aha moment that day when I was sitting on the beach. And that is actually the starting point of this movement that has been created. I got like a 6-step download, if I should call it, on how to take a message and make it into a movement. And that's what I share even inside my community. And this is nothing special. Like, everybody has these receptive powers. You just need to be aware. Okay, maybe when, like I gave you the example, you may be in a shower and you may get some idea. So like that, all of us have the potential to get ideas, but we just need to be open, and we need to be ready to receive in whatever way and form the ideas come. So when you connect with nature, whether it's a beach, whether you want to walk into a forest, whether you're in a park, or you just want to go up, do hiking in a mountain, nature has extremely powerful healing properties. And when you go with a sense of surrender, with a sense of, when you go into nature, and I'm talking about real nature, when I'm looking at the ocean, I feel so small, and it really humbles you. So that is a great state to be in order to receive any kind of information from ether. Okay. The other thing you can do is you can learn from the past, past experiences, past patterns. It could be your own past, it could be other people's past. Like, sometimes I also try to analyze patterns from my own family, other people in the family. What mistakes have they done? How have their life, moved forward? When I look back at the things that they would have done, I could see like a pattern of all those decisions leading into something positive or something negative. And that also gives me a very different view of how I should lead my life, and whether I should follow the same thing that has worked for some others, or should I break that pattern and do something different, or do something else, so that I do not follow on that same path as what somebody else went through in the family. So there could be so many ways that you could get ideas like this. So learn from the past, your own past, or your people that you know. Number 6 is you want to enhance your intuitiveness. Is you got to start to feel more and think less. When I say feeling, it's more from the heart. And actually it is good to use both. You need to have logic and love. Okay, when you operate with logic and love, you'll be able to make decisions that are very everyone is using this word, but holistic. Okay, it is something which is very useful and beneficial for everyone. So when I say feel more, it is more something which is kinesthetic. Okay, if you have studied NLP and stuff, there's visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. Kinesthetic is the feelers, people who are really able to sense things more, and they're not so logical on the head. Logic is important to some point, but feeling more is where you'll be able to be guided in the right space. Sometimes you just logically it makes sense. Okay, this is the right thing to do, but then inside you say, maybe I don't feel good about this. Now that's what I mean. You got to trust that instinct that comes in. Okay, so you got to feel more and think less. Now the other thing is when you engage in the arts, music and art, it really enhances your intuitiveness. And since I'm a musician, I can confidently say this, that every time I've gone deep into making music, and I've composed more than 200 to 300 songs myself. Okay, some of you may not know this. So I've more than 200 tracks I've actually played out, and I've actually, during my sound engineering days, I've done work for many people in the music space. Like I used to be in the studio right through the day. I used to listen to tracks, I used to play them out, and I've been a part of the whole production process of many songs. And of course I launched my own album, and I know that creative process. Like the creative process, it is not something which is fully logical. Okay, you also have to operate from a sense of feeling, even in the chords, the progressions, and what is going to come next. Sometimes even the music may be so simple, but it just touches your heart. And there are some music which are so complicated and technical, but it really does not connect with you. And only if you're a musician or if you're an artist, you'll know what I'm talking about. You'll be able to understand with what I'm saying. Is music and art actually helps you tap into your intuitiveness more than anything else. Because music is that kind of music and art is a combination of left brain and right brain. Left is your logical brain, and right brain is your creative brain. And music and art, it has both creativity and structure. Both are there. okay, and it's a beautiful science. And even if you're not into music or if you're not into art, I would suggest that you get into it, because that will help you activate those neurons in your brains which would have never got activated in the past, and that actually helps you receive more. Okay, number 8 is release your resistances, because many of us, we have resistances. And there's a beautiful quote. I think most of us, we stop our blessings because of the resistances that we have, of opinions that we have about people, situations, and things like that. I mean, just drop it and just be open-minded and don't judge anyone. In fact, one of my earlier mentors says that true influence happens when you don't look at anyone who's greater than you or lesser than you. It's like when you're able to not judge anyone for whatever situation that they're in. Everyone is going through their own evolutionary path in their own life. So when you're able to release those resistances and judgments that you have about people, and when you're able to turn inward and look at how you can become better as a person, and not like pointing fingers and blaming others, I mean, that will also help you tap into your intuitive side more. Otherwise, you're only operating in that mode of mental friction about what you feel about others, or what you think others think about you, and that's not a good space to be in if you want to receive knowledge which is from a higher plane, okay, or you want to receive ideas from a higher plane. The other thing is breathe deeper, and there's a whole science to this. In fact, if you go into the whole concept of yoga itself, pranayama itself is one of the angas of the Ashtanga yoga system. Okay, so you go deeper, just breathing itself, there's so much, and breath itself can help you. Now, I've not gone deep into studying this, but I'm aware that those people who follow the right form of breathing and things like that, they're able to, it shifts the heart frequency, the brain frequency, and it aligns people to come back into a more calm and equilibrium state to receive. Okay, so breathing has a lot. It's a science, and you can go deep into this. Number 10 is pay attention to your dreams. This is also a science, and dreams carry messages. And if you look at I was also watching this interview recently by Vishen Lakhiani and Jay Shetty, and Vishen was talking about Vishen is the founder of Mind Valley, and he was talking about how some of these biggest inventors, they have got their ideas inside their dreams. Okay, there is a movie on Tesla, Edison, and I think it's called Electric War or something like that. There's a movie, and there was a scene in that movie where Tesla says, somebody asked him, how are you sure that this will not fail? He said, it has worked in my dreams. I've seen it in my head, and it works in my head. If it works in my head, it is going to be working in the real world. So, all of these big inventors, they have actually discovered their inventions in their dreams. Now, you go and do your research on this. And even if you look at Robbie Williams, the Better Man song, he got that idea in a dream where I think John Lennon came and gave him the lyrics to that, and the Better Man became such a huge a huge hit. Okay, Robbie Williams, that song. So some of the greatest inventors have got their ideas through dreams, and you may or may not believe in this, but again, if you're aware and if you do your study on this, you'll understand that it is all about that awareness, tapping into that power. Okay, number 11 is start journaling. When you journal more, you'll be able to analyze your own thought patterns. Okay, whether it's a gratitude journal or a daily journal, or even if it's a goal journal, when you're again focusing all your thoughts into the area in which you want to go, you will start to receive. It's like the mind is like a reticular activation system. Okay, so you'll be able to actually, when you know where you want to go, you will start to see things which are in alignment to that goal. I'll give you an example. So I was going to take a flight along with my son, and we got into this cab, and as we were going, I realized that I forgot his identity proof, his Aadhaar card. And then I was wondering, okay, how is this guy going to be getting on the flight, because it's mandatory to have the ID proof to get into the airport. So I picked up my phone, and I had this the printout. I had the digital copy of it, and I was looking for a print shop so I can take a printout on the way. I didn't want to go back home because I was already a few minutes towards the airport. I wanted to just take a printout on the way. And then what happened is, as we were going, we found a print shop. I got a printout, and then we started to move towards the airport. And trust me, those 15 minutes of me moving from the point that I took a printout towards the airport, I saw at least 20 to 25 print shops. Why? Because my mind was tuned into looking for a print shop for getting that done. And while I was on my journey towards the airport, my mind was wherever I was looking only at print shops. Now, if my goal was not to take a printout, my mind would have conveniently neglected all of those print shops. I would have just been thinking about something else. So I'm here to tell you that your opportunities are everywhere. And once you're very clear about your vision and your goal, you will start to receive. And that's why when I say, when you're journaling every day, when you're very clear about your goal, you will start to receive ideas. You will start to see opportunities come in front of you, which were there even before, but you did not realize it was there because you are not focused on that. Just type powerful in the comment box if you could feel the power of this particular concept. Okay. This is also connected to intuition. Your intuition will be accelerated when you know exactly what you want. When you know where your goal is, when you know what your goal is, then you will know which are the roads that will not take you there, and you will not go in that direction. And most people who are not clear about their goal, what ends up happening is they start to take all the different paths and they are wondering, why is life not moving forward? So clarity in vision, clarity in your goal is also extremely important for you to enhance your intuitive powers. Okay. The next one is don't underestimate the ideas that you get in a shower. Okay. And there's some psychology behind this. When you're in a shower, you're normally in a very relaxed state of mind, the warm water on you, and even the sound of water, it puts you in a state where you're in a state of calm and relaxation, and that's when the ideas come in. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to only get your ideas in a shower, but the point is that usually people get their ideas in a shower because of these factors. The pleasing sound of water and the the way that you're relaxed with warm water on you. Okay, so you can even get the ideas in other places, but be more mindful of the kind of ideas that you get in the shower. It will be some of your best ideas. Number 13 is ask a question and you'll receive an answer. And many of us, we want the answer to be what we want it to be. And sometimes it's okay to, when you're in a calm state, when you do your meditation, like when I was sitting on the beach that day and I just threw out the question and I got an answer, and it was not some big answer like God speaking from the sky. It was not those kind of answers, and you'll never get those kind of answers. The answers will be like a small whisper, it'll be like a small idea, it'll be like a small thing, but the key is to go and just test it out. Okay, it may or may not be the perfect answer, but the thing is you need to be ready to receive. And in some cases the answer may be so strong and that you'll be so convinced that this is what I'm going to do, and you'll feel so convinced that this is the right decision to make, at a gut level, at an intuition level. Number 14 is also envision conversation with mentors. So if you have a spiritual master, if you have someone who is at a very high elevated position of thought process in terms of their frequency, just have a role-playing conversation with them. Envision that you're having a conversation, and what would they say? Okay, and I think a few big inventors or some big personalities in the world, they have envisioned conversations with, in their mind with great inventors and what they would say. And for all you know, something that they would say would not be what you think about, and that could be a defining decision that could take things to a whole different level. So envision conversation with mentors is a pretty interesting concept. And finally, the last point is prepare your subconscious. When I say prepare your subconscious, normally just after you wake up and just before you sleep. Those are the 2 points where your subconscious is highly receptive. Like, you can put whatever into the subconscious and the subconscious absorbs it. So if you're going to be listening to some really good material, like in my case, I listen to The Strangest Secret in the World just before I go to sleep, or I also have some affirmations and I write my goals before I go to sleep. All these things really have an impact. So when you go to sleep, by preparing your subconscious of what you want, or as soon as you wake up, you meditate. Like, as soon as I wake up, I do japa meditation, I chant the names of God, and all of these really prepare the subconscious to for you to run through the whole day. Okay, so these are the 15 things that you can do to enhance your subconscious, to enhance your intuitiveness. Because when you are aligned to the right frequency, like I mentioned, all of us are energetic beings and all of us are vibrating a frequency in this world. And when you are able to align yourself with the right frequency, or when you are able to vibrate in the right frequency, you will start to get those ideas from a place which is not in your own head. And you go and study Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. You go study all the biggest or the big names in the personal development space. Everyone agree with the fact that there are ideas that come ideas are floating around in ether. Okay, there are so many different ideas, and there's also ideas coming from a different plane, and depending on your intention and depending on how do you want to really serve the world, how do you want to really give back to the society with the knowledge and the skills and the talents that you have, based on your purity of your intention, you will start to get ideas from a different plane which will actually help you execute that on a more conscious level. Okay, I know this is a topic which may be going over your head, or some of you may or may not believe in this, but the point here is not about whether you believe in this or not. The point is whether you're able to be open to trying it and being open to experimenting with yourself, by being open to seeing if you get those ideas. And you know what, I was looking at Jeff Bezos again. I'm looking at all these big names, and if you look at his interviews, he relies a lot on his gut. People have different names to this, right? Gut, intuition, this, that. So whatever you want to call it, the fact is that there is something beyond ourselves. There's something beyond our own puny little minds, and we need to be open to receive. And when you operate with that purity in intention and align that with the ideas that are coming in, I can guarantee you this: the kind of contribution that you can make in this world will be unparalleled. Okay, there will not be any competition anymore. In fact, you don't even have to think about competition. And Steve Jobs, Jeff Bezos, they don't even look at anyone as competition. They are only working inward. They're only working, even if the philosophy of Apple is not to look at what Samsung is doing, not to look at what these people are doing. It's only to work on how they can improve their own product and how they can give a great customer experience. And they're like miles apart. Okay, same thing with Amazon. They're not looking at what others are doing. They're only looking at how they can improve this. And these two are the companies that I like to look at benchmarks in terms of where the innovation is happening. And even if you go and study Steve Jobs, the only book that he had on his phone was I think the autobiography of a yogi. Okay, and he also came to India, had some kind of experience in the Himalayas, and went back to creating magical things. And ultimately, it does not matter what school of thought that you are following. There is a deeper connection to how things can happen. Okay, so I do not know what Steve Jobs got from that experience, but all I know that he was somebody who spent a lot of time inward to get his ideas, and he used the power of his intuition. And that's why one invention after the next invention after the next invention just rolled out over the span of that decade. Of the iPod changed the world, then the iPhone came and changed the world, then the iPad came. The kind of innovations that came in that short span of time was incredible. So I hope this video made sense to you. Okay, I hope this has created an impact. If you're watching this on Facebook, please tag somebody below who you feel can benefit from this knowledge, can benefit from this. And if you are on YouTube, please share in the comment box what were your biggest takeaways from this particular video. And if you're a part of my community, use the hashtag ILH family so that I know that you're there, because every week I give away vouchers and giveaways for people who are actually learning this information. And looking forward to sharing more like this. Thank you so much. Cheers. God bless. And I look forward to sharing more insights like this in my future videos. Bye-bye.